All right, we're back. This is our second installment of Midweek Music Maelstrom, and TACTOSA is the band I picked to interview. If you haven't checked them out on Spotify, you definitely need to. But we're glad to be back with our new installments because, man, 2021 got hectic. So now we're going to try to keep a steady 2 video a week influx coming in for you. And we've got Kyle Whedon here. He's the vocalist for TACTOSA. How's it going?
It's good. Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Oh, no, my pleasure. Thank you for doing this. It's been great chatting with you. So, TACTOSA, how long has that been around, and how would you describe that sound?
So we're a new band. We've only been around since like last May, I'd say, or actually, no, we formed last October, 2020 October. And but it was peak COVID time, and we did not do anything, besides just write in a bedroom with 2 guitars for months. And then we recorded our first single last April. We didn't even get to play our first show until last May. And ever since May, we've kind of just been chugging along, like show after show, as wherever we can, and building it up. But I would describe us as deathcore, hardcore combination, death metal. Like we like taking the best aspects of all 3 of those genres and putting them together to try to do something new and different.
I noticed I had you in my headphones earlier. I always try to listen to bands leading up to the interviews, and the shower is where I typically listen to everything because I can just
that's a good spot.
Put it on play and like let it go through a whole album and really pay attention to it because you're in the shower to relax. I mean, you get clean, but you also relax.
100%.
And I love listening to non-relaxing music in the shower.
I do the exact same thing, literally. Yeah.
So congratulations on taking the win for the first Battle of the Bands on Slay the Bay. That was great. I'm so glad I got to be at that show. I was a vendor, so I didn't get to spend all the time watching, but
absolutely, yeah.
That was
fantastic.
That was
you guys, it was an awesome experience.
Yeah, that was at the Noise Box 2 Saturdays ago. Time is it's a vortex. I don't even remember.
No, literally.
It is. It really is. So that means you guys are going to be playing Ink the Bay.
We are. So we performed at that show, and it was like the semifinals.
Okay.
So now we're moving on to the finals, which is in February. And it's like a couple weeks from now. We haven't gotten the exact details on it, but
great. I know I think the last is February 5th. I don't remember if it's February 12th or February 19th. Again, time is vortex. You think I have these in my notes, but I didn't get that far.
They haven't really reached out to us yet with like an official date for it. But yeah, we're going up against like 5 other bands to try and get the final spot for Ink the Bay, which I'm definitely hoping we get for sure.
Well, you guys definitely worked your asses off and earned that win the other night, and I am so proud of you.
Thank you.
So you did mention that you guys had started the band kind of during COVID time, and a lot of times that's when you really have more of the time to think about what you want to do.
Absolutely.
So what were the things that really like you grabbed and kind of pulled forward, like the influences, the motivation into really getting TACTOSA off the ground?
As bad as it sounds, like we are all a young band, and we all, love going to shows. We love moshing and stuff like that. And the aim for the band in the very beginning was that we wanted to write something that was just super heavy. We love making people mosh. We love interacting with the crowd and things like that.
I don't think that sounds bad at all. That sounds goal-oriented.
At first we were like, we just want to be like an ignorantly heavy band. And that's like how we, move forward with the EP. But as things have progressed, if you listen to our discography or whatever, in the beginning, you can tell that it's like kind of unstructured. And then we experiment a little with 1621. And now I kind of feel like we found our place where it's like, we are heavy. We're definitely like a heavy band that has slams and breakdowns and stuff like that. But like I personally, like from the beginning, wanted to put like a lot of thought and effort into my lyrics to make sure that they were like, thoughtful and meaningful, and not just like, beat down lyrics that, don't necessarily have like a huge artistic point, to them.
So I've got you pulled up on Spotify here. Now you had a self-titled album last year that came out, and you've got quite a few tracks that really just, I definitely get that essence that you're talking about. And your latest single that came out this year, that's Sink or Swim. So Correct. Do you think that kind of cemented more that sound that you wanted to go for?
100%. And a big part of that is when we wrote the EP, we were a three-piece. It was me, Joe, our guitarist, and we had a different drummer, Connor, last year, who left and moved to Colorado. But now, as we've brought new members in, we brought a bassist in who's very much into like slam music and death metal music, and we brought another guitarist who's very much into death metal and old deathcore. So, and our new drummer is like a Limp Bizkit new metal fan. So like we brought five people's images together, and we like, we had many conversations like in the car on the shows that are like, we have to pick a confirmed aesthetic, we have to pick a confirmed sound, and like, really figure out who we are. And I feel like we just now figured out who we are, and we're writing songs that are reflective of what we all want to do.
So I noticed you have like a few different types of sounds and honestly different styles of lyricism, it seems like, on your self-titled, and then you've got the instrumental, the existential authenticity that I really liked. What kind of encouraged you to pop that in there?
Honestly, we love, so me and Joe in particular, we really like Midwest emo music. We really like lo-fi music. That's like a different style that we enjoy. And our old drummer Connor was really good at producing like lo-fi beats and things like that. And we just felt like, it would be a really nice midway point to the EP to throw something in that kind of like throws out the vibe, and also, it's a really fun thing to have live where, we're drinking water, we're stretching because I went too hard and like threw my back out in the first couple songs. And it's nice to have just like a lo-fi, trap beat in there. And I also felt it was like nice to have something that is like a little bit more modern on the EP, like some more technological stuff, because it feels like, some of the other stuff is, there's a lot of like converged sound in there, like early 2000s.
Definitely.
So it would be cool to have like some modern feel to it.
So being that you're a Tampa band, until I looked at the lyrics, I really thought The Truth About Nebraska was about Nebraska Avenue.
Everybody, oh, okay. That's actually, I've never heard that before. That's funny. No. Everybody, okay. So the thing about that song is honestly like the lyrics themselves. Like I said, I care a lot about my lyrics, and for the EP, like the song is just about somebody who like has problems with disassociation, derealization, things like that, and they if you're in that state of like mania, and you're in that state of like mental health issues, and you feel like and it's also the internet, and you feel like you're tapped into like conspiracy theories. There's this funny meme that goes around that's like, I've never met anybody from Wyoming. Like Wyoming doesn't even exist. Like Nebraska is not even a real place. And I was like, this would be like a person who, is mental health. It's like, I know the truth about Nebraska. I know the truth about all these conspiracy theories because like I'm tapped in, and it's like the people who think that, like, people who think that they're unplugged from the matrix, but like you're still in it or whatever. But in reality, they're just like, having an episode, which is okay. I don't judge that. It's something
for any viewers who might not be familiar with what we're referring to, Nebraska Avenue in Tampa, it is kind of associated as more of a red light district.
Oh no.
So that's what kind of caught me on that one. But no, we're back to West emo / conspiracy.
No, that is definitely not what I intended. I'm new to Tampa. I've lived here for maybe a year and a half now. I moved here right at the start of COVID. When I went to school, like the ultimate insult was your mom works on Nebraska. And it's like, oh. No, I didn't know that. No, that's funny though.
Yeah, but that was what my initial thought. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. Oh. Yeah. Okay, yeah, it's still cool. I'll still listen to it. That's great.
I like it though, because it even if it had that meaning, it still has like a bit of a political allegory, which like I definitely tried to move into on the next, like 1621. The lyrics for that don't sound anything like anything else we've ever done, because like I know you remember last year, like January 6th, for the Capitol insurrection that happened. So I was watching it on the TV, and I was just like, I really want to write a song about this. We're writing an instrumental. So like it's entirely about, the status of what was going on in the country at the time with like Trump and and I wouldn't say I'm a very politically outspoken person in my lyrics. Not that I don't want to be, it's just like I don't feel particularly called to be overtly political in my lyrics. I usually talk about mental health or things that are going on in my life. And it was the first time I was watching the TV, and I was like, I can't not talk about this. I'm like disgusted, and I feel like I want to share my thoughts on this, and I still tried to do it in a way that wasn't so like, I didn't want to name the song like Capital Insurrection, like, even though there would be nothing wrong with that, it's just not something like I don't find myself being as overtly political in my writing. But so we named it 06, 010621 to like represent the date that it happened.
Okay. All right, that's cool. So what would you say are some things that you find that you're listening to that maybe aren't what would be considered a TACTOSA style? Are there any bands you listen to that might be considered outside of that genre?
Yeah, I really like we said, like we like Midwest emo. I know, we like our guitarist really likes the band Nothing. I really like This Town Needs Guns. Knuckle Punk is good. Like like I know our other guitarist is really more into pop punk music. Like we have, I like rap music too. Like I definitely say, oh, one of our bassist is actually an EDM DJ, so he produces like
Shit.
dubstep and like rhythm music, which is fun to listen to, and then we're in the car and it's 6 hours of dubstep, which I like a lot. Like and I enjoyed a lot more when I was younger for sure. But it's not something that I like actively pursue now. But yeah, I'd say the band, and then like I said earlier, our drummer is like a big new metal like 90s Limp Bizkit fan. So we all definitely dip our toes into other things for sure.
Okay, so the signature Crypnotic interview question. What is the coolest and or weirdest experience you've ever had while playing a show?
Oh my God.
I always love the initial reactions to this. It's either exasperation or shame or
I don't know. I'm gonna give you two because I can't. Like the one is from our first show, and it didn't happen during our set, so it kind of feels like a cop out. And then I'll give you one that happened during our set. So the one that happened during our set was we were playing a house show in Atlanta. I don't know if you know it. It's called the Catacombs. It's a punk venue. You heard of it before?
I have.
Okay, yeah, great. It's outdoors. It's really fun, and it was the venue owner's birthday, and he told everybody to bring fireworks, and it was awesome. They were launching them, but then while we were playing on stage, they started launching like towards us while we were playing, and I have footage of it where like one of the smoke, like somebody like opens like a smoke thing and throws it, and it like lands right at the feet of my guitarist, and like it's just like exploding up into our faces. And I mean, we laugh and we were enjoying the experience of it, but I was just like, it was a lot. And then the one that didn't happen to us, but it was a show that we were playing, was there was this lady who it was at our first show. There was an old woman who didn't pay for admission to come into the show. She was like an older lady, who came off of maybe from the bar next door or whatever. She looked pretty inebriated, and she was like in the middle of the mosh pit, like making hand waving motions at all the bands and like doing like 70s like dancing motions. And there's all these pictures. Yeah, there's all these pictures of her where it looks like she's like having a bit of an episode in the pit, and everybody was laughing, but the whole time I was worried that somebody was gonna like spin kick her or whatever, or like hurt her. And eventually somebody spin kicked and like kicked her in the stomach, and then she had to get carried out. So yeah, so she went viral for like a day afterwards as being like grandma hardcore or whatever. Like people were talking about granny hardcore. Yeah.
Oh,
so
shit.
Yeah.
That might be one of my favorite answers.
Yeah.
Not that I'm happy that anyone got hurt, but it's one of those things that you still
me
see
neither.
coming.
It was yeah, no, I'll have to text you a picture of it afterwards, because like literally like she looks like, imagine if like you were an old woman and you had never heard like screaming music.
I'm practically an old woman.
Oh, come on. No. She was like 80. Like she was genuinely 80 years old. And she was very inebriated.
Okay.
And
old. You had initially said older. And when you say older, I think like 50s.
No. She was 80 years old. I will send you a picture of this. And she had never probably heard screaming music in her life. And she's like standing on the edge of the pit with these like big, wide, confused eyes. And she's like making these like hand gestures at people who are like hardcore dancing. And even to a young person who's never been to a hardcore show, like it's really weird the first time you go. So I was just dying laughing and thinking about like, what is she thinking? Like, is she thinking we're doing like some, like ritual dance or whatever? Like, it looks weird. If you've never seen it before, it looks weird, Oh
God, I love it. My God. So where can people find your music if they want to hear more TACTOSA?
We are everywhere. That's the beauty of of modern day, streaming and things like that. DistroKid, things like that. You just one click and it's on everywhere. I personally made our own YouTube channel and Bandcamp and stuff like that. But in terms of streaming services, like we're all over the place. You can find us anywhere.
All right. Are there any videos or merch planned for the future?
We have one shirt on our Bandcamp, on our Big Cartel right now, which if you go to our Instagram or any social media and you click the link, there's a shirt right there. I'm really proud of this last shirt. We had one we did before, which I really enjoyed too. But this last one, like we have a new logo, we have artwork that we paid for by a professional artist, and I'm really proud of this last one. And we're always planning more merch. Like we have a black one, and then we made a white variant of the shirt that, because we're actually leaving to go on tour on Wednesday. So we wanted to have extra merch for that. And yeah.
So where is this tour going to be headed?
We start in Melbourne, and then we're going to Atlanta, South Carolina, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, and then I think we're trying to add a date right now on the way back. This is our first like headliner tour where we do like multiple days.
Stoked. I'll make sure I link people to that.
Thank you. Yeah, we're very stoked. We're all nervous, but we're super excited. We played Atlanta before, like a couple times now, but we've never done like a multi-day out of state. It was our first time getting a van and doing a trailer, and logistically and I'm the oldest in the band, so it's like, I kind of feel like the dad sometimes, and I'm like, is everybody packing like blankets and pillows? And,
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm that person too. It's okay.
No, I mean, I can't help it. They're like my bandmates are like my little brothers. Like I'm 24 and they're all like 20, and and they're super mature and like super dedicated and hard, but I just can't help and like parent them sometimes,
Well, maybe it's a good thing.
I care about them, like I don't, and it's not, and I just think about like the thing that really always impresses me is like, if I was 20, which wasn't that long ago, and I was doing what we are doing, like I would have made a ton of mistakes and forgot a lot of things in different cities, and like, so I give them, a lot of crap, but I also
so long as you're not forgetting your bandmates at gas stations, I think you'll be all right.
We haven't done that yet, but I feel like that's inbound. I'm not gonna lie. It might be on purpose though. Like that's the thing, is we've done 3-day runs, and by day 3 we are like not talking. Like we are like, the goofing around has like come to a minimum. Some people are trying, but like we get on each other's nerves for sure. We love each other, but like we, by day 3 and everybody has like a screaming migraine or whatever from like yelling or whatever and loud music, we get on each other's nerves. So somebody might get left on a gas station on this next tour. I
on purpose?
Feel like that's gonna happen. Maybe. Who knows? We'll see.
Oh my God, this has been fantastic. So we can find you on Spotify, Bandcamp, Apple, YouTube, all those places, right?
Everywhere. Yeah. So we just dropped a new single, Sink or Swim, that came out last week. Definitely go check that out. And we got a lot of new stuff coming up. Like, if you follow our Instagram, we have a, music video coming out in a couple months. I'm not going to say like, when or whatever, but it's coming out soon, and big things are coming for sure.
I'm so excited. So thank you everyone for tuning in to Midweek Music Maelstrom. We've had Kyle Whedon of TACTOSA, and I really encourage you to check them out. Like, not every band that I interview ends up being on my own Spotify list, but I've added 4 songs from them, and you should too. Definitely support whatever local bands you can. They've got merch. Try to go see a show. I'll make sure that I put, access to tickets or dates or whatever up, but we're really trying to put together.
We play Tampa at least once a month, and we play shows all the time. So if you link us, you'll see us, and you can come see us, here soon.
So this has been TACTOSA, and really we want to keep getting new music pumping through your headphones. We want to find new shows for you guys to go to. So stay tuned, and please give them a follow on social media. Even if you can't afford to buy a shirt or see a show, little things like that to support bands really goes a long way. Share a post, something like that. It doesn't have to cost you money to help out performers and entertainers. So thank you so much for letting me have you.
Thank you so much.
And we'll see you guys next time.